This video is brought to you by Guitar Center. This is the guitar that made Oasis legends. It's an Epiphone Riviera, and this is the Noel Gallagher signature. But is it a good guitar, and will it appeal to anyone who isn't an Oasis or Noel Gallagher fan? And they're currently writing a comment right now to tell me that. Well, let's play it and find out. I'm going to put it through my Marshall JTM Studio, and I promise you, no Oasis for at least the next 30 seconds, and then I'll indulge all us Oasis fans. So this is a replica of Noel Gallagher's 1983 Epiphone Riviera that he played on tour and in studio from about 1995-ish. I recognise it from the Champagne Supernova and Don't Look Back in Anger music video. And I am an Oasis fan, and I say that without apology because I know they're not very popular right now, and it's cool to mock Noel Gallagher's guitar playing, but he himself says that he's a songwriter, not a guitar player, and that he doesn't care about the science. So I love that Epiphone have brought this out because they could have gone big, they could have gone Gibson, they could have gone expensive. They haven't. This is not budget, but it is affordable if you want to buy it, especially compared to other semi-hollow bodies on the market right now. Being a Riviera, this is a 5-ply maple body with a maple center block, so it is semi-hollow, not fully hollow like a Casino. This is a 3-piece maple neck with a volute just there. And if you look closely, you'll see Noel Gallagher's autograph, which is the only indication that this is a Noel Gallagher signature. There's no Manchester City sticker on it or anything, well, apart from the label inside that says Noel Gallagher Riviera. But hopefully people can't see that if you're playing on stage. If people are looking in there when you're playing, you're doing something wrong. What else? We've got the slim taper neck, which I'm not normally a fan of. The slim taper C is one of my least favorite neck shapes. But on this semi-hollow, you can really sort of bend the neck slightly like I was doing in that intro piece. That's not the tremolo from the amp. There is no tremolo. It's just a bit of good old wobbling. Back to the specs, because I'm sure Noel Gallagher would like to know what they are at some point. This is a 12-inch radius Laurel fingerboard with 22 medium jumbo frets. That's a Graphtec nut up there, and these are Epiphone branded tuners. And the neck itself is glued into the body, but Epiphone haven't mentioned any sort of long tenon thing or anything, so I doubt it's anything special. Or what do I mean? They're not trying to use it or turn it into marketing. It's glued in. Then we have single ply binding all around the body and on the fretboard, but not on the headstock. That's just a regular old huge Epiphone headstock. Then we've got 2-volume, 2-tone, and a 3-way switch for your pickups, which are Epiphone Classic Pros. The Alnico Classic Pros have Alnico 5 magnets in them, which gives them a sort of brighter and more modern sound. Especially when you compare them to like the Pro Buckers, which I played on the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Widow fairly recently, and those were dark sounding. These are quite bright, especially in the bridge position. Let's give it some Oasis. It's time. So it's bright and there's warmth, but sometimes when I head into that bottom note, it's driving the amp a little bit more than everything else. Bridge though, nice and clear. I don't know why I'm adding this vibrato on the neck. I shouldn't be, sorry. Or I can if I want. By the way, look how huge it is. That's one of the things I like about this guitar. I'm so used to playing small guitars recently that when I get a big one in, it feels normal size to me, and that makes me really happy. So I like having my arm there as somewhere to comfortably rest. Yeah. Let's get some drive in there from the Boss SD1. Making me really happy playing these riffs. I'm not sure I like the bridge pickup. This feels like more of a rhythm guitar than a lead guitar, and yes, there are some... there is a difference. Let's debate that later. The neck on this sounds brilliant. The neck pickup, sorry. And then the bridge can sometimes be a bit unruly. I'm having trouble containing the unruliness. I think it's that bite of the Epiphone pickups. But backing them off from about 10 to about 8 is fixing that. Oh, by the way, I got to mention the black witch hat knobs with the little pointers. I love this sort of attention to vintage detail. And I think this is why some people thought Noel's guitar was a 1970s model. It was definitely 80s. And this is, looking at the photos, it looks identical. Let's have a little play around with the knobs and do that drive with the Boss SD1 fully open at first. The neck pickup it's weird. For me, I have like 2 tone settings on a Gibson sort of layout. It's full on tone, so darker because it is the neck pickup, and then quite low, sort of 2 or 3, so we get some fuzzy. This one I really like it about 7. What is that? 6. 6 is a good setting for me. Write that down. It's just knocking a bit of tops off, very subtly. Let's try the same thing on the bridge pickup. That's a really fun neck pickup, bridge pickup sound that I've not heard. I said neck because it kind of reminds me of a neck pickup. That's really fun. The knobs do feel a little bit janky, if I'm honest. Not quite scrongly enough. And there's no way I'm taking those out. They look okay. They look like big pots. It's just they don't feel... There's a bit of a... What's the word? Resistance there in position 1. I feel like I'm grinding against something. Maybe they're too close to the body. No, it's not smooth. I'd like that to be smoother, please. That's nice and smooth. Maybe it's a quality control thing. Now, just a personal story about this guitar and Noel Gallagher is that if it was Kurt Cobain that got me into guitar and Nirvana got me making all the noises and the screeches and the loud sort of power chords, it was Oasis that took me to the next logical level of songs and playing songs and having guitar parts that I could achieve still. So Nirvana I found very achievable back then, and then Oasis was a bit more of a challenge, but still achievable. And now looking back at it, there's such brilliant songs. And this guitar, or the real version of this, was one of the inspirations, I guess. Apparently he wrote some of the songs on his version of this. Makes it quite special. I'm getting more into the pickups. I'm realizing what I need now. I always think that the neck is when I want to go super sort of dark and deep, and neck is when I want to go aggressive and rock and roll. But it's not. Neck is still. It's just a cleaner version of the bridge. That's how it feels. With some highs rolled off, of course. Getting very, very philosophical in this video. I'm just enjoying playing it. Which is odd because of this neck. I have a theory that this might sound very good with fuzz. We've got the bite of the bridge and the semi-hollowness giving us some resonance, and that neck is still clear. So let's make sure everything's wide open. Right, time for fuzz. Actually forgot you were there then. Go away, Fuzz. You're going to make me play for hours. Yeah. Great combination of a semi-hollow with a fuzz pedal will give you all that noise. This is a very good guitar. It's not perfect, but it's very good. The things that are not perfect are the frets. They're quite scratchy. Fret ends are fine, but it could have done with a bit more attention to detail going up and down there. You can do it yourself, of course, with just or get a guitar technician to do it for you at a shop. But that's one of those D'Addario packs, the string fret polishers. You don't need to. Hang on, I'll get one. One of these polishing systems from D'Addario's. They've got little bits of paper in there that help you polish the frets, and then hang on, there we go. That will polish the frets, and that you can put over the frets to protect the fretboard, and Bob's your mother's brother. So either that or some intense playing for a couple of hours or days will sort out the frets, but at the moment they are a little scratchy. Setup is great though. I just like looking at it. I can't believe how much I didn't like this guitar back in the day. The looks, it didn't appeal to me at all. I didn't like it when I took it out of the box, but now I'm playing it. I can't stop looking at it. In fact, box. It's not a box, it comes in a case. Let's have a look. And it really is a case, not a gig bag. It's this. One of these Epiphone branded hard cases. And it's decent. It's got the locks on and everything. So, hang on, how many latches? That many, I think. Open we go. Let's have a little look inside. Very plush inside. My cats would love this. And then we've got a pocket here with all the gumph in. So, 3 bags of yummy silica gel, a key, then some Gibson hang tags. So if you bought this in a shop, it would have the hang tags on it, possibly. Or if it's just like me, then you just leave them in the case for when you eventually sell it. So yeah, that's what you get. And we'll turn that off. And of course you can carry your guitar around in it. When do people stop using cases, by the way? When do people start keeping cases for when they sell the guitar and they would say, the case is pristine? It's a case. It's for keeping your guitar safe. Anyway, I want to do some higher gain stuff. So I'm going to go with the Iron Horse from Walrus Audio. I could do that all day. There is one sound I need to get out of this before I move on from sounds. Let's get rid of this distortion. And it's just this very beautiful song. Back in standard tuning, I'm going to need a bunch more reverb for this. And we'll go there. Something about that just feels right. Although, this is definitely not just an Oasis guitar. That would be ridiculous if a guitar only did one style of music. And you don't even need this guitar to play Noel Gallagher or Oasis songs. This does so much more. And I love how subtle they've kept it, because this should appeal to a lot more people than just 40-year-old men who picked up guitar for something to do in the 90s. One more. And that, for me, is the essence of this guitar. It can be rock and roll and brash on that bridge pickup. You can throw out some power chords and some big old rock chords. Or you can be super subtle and bend this fairly slim neck to give you some nice vibrato. It's super solid, stays in tune, and just delivers in every way. And then lets you have some fun with it, you know? I did mention it's not perfect, and it is very close. And I mean, for the price, it's the top end. You're going to get change out of £1,000, €1,000, $1,000, but not much. And they could have easily made this more expensive and given Noel Gallagher a lot more money, and they didn't. I think we're in the region of $899, something like that. And they could have made this more expensive. I would have been happy if they'd put in Gibson pickups or something a little bit more fancy than this. But that's the guitar geek in me speaking there. And the Andy and the Oasis fan in me is really proud that Noel Gallagher just probably said, yeah, just stick some Epiphone pickups in there and keep it fairly affordable. He doesn't come across as a nerd or a guitar nerd. He's a songwriter, and I respect him for that. And I love that they've kept this for the players. And don't don't complain that it is too expensive in the comments. I know it's not cheap. I'm just saying it could be more expensive. The only thing I want to leave you with is, who is this guitar for? And the fear that this is just a Noel Gallagher signature is one of the reasons that people might shy away from this guitar. And you really, really shouldn't. It's just got Noel's signature on the back. If you want a great playing semi-hollow Epiphone, this is a great choice. I would choose this over the P90 Riviera or P94. I didn't get on well with that. The build quality on this seems a little better than the other Epiphones I've played that are semi-hollow. They just seem to have put a bit more time and love into this. It's a lightweight guitar that does so much more than just Wonderwall. And if I'm 100% honest, it sounds way better than I expected. But there's still going to be comments saying, you know, focusing on the Noel Gallagher Oasis thing. Just look at it as a guitar, unless you are an Oasis fan. Okay, well, thank you to Guitar Center for sending this out for me to try. It is a dream come true to get to play something that one of my heroes has co-designed, or at least sort of went, yeah, that'll do. I get that feeling that he doesn't really care, but I'm probably wrong there. Yeah, links to Guitar Center in the video description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!